yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Um, some of you guys, okay, first of all, this is a general message. So I pretty much guess all that means is this is not a personal reading for you, okay? For some of you, this may feel like a personal reading, okay? Or parts of this reading may feel very personal to you, but please don't try to force anything that's not for you, okay? I don't see why you would try to do that anyways, but good evening to you guys, okay? For most of you guys, this is the morning time, okay? For me, this is the end of my day. So I'm gonna say good evening. But yeah, you guys, there's a lot going on in the collective at this time, okay? In regards to basically, this message is, this will not be admissible in court, okay? Your ex is doing death magic on you. All right. For some of you guys, it's probably something going on in your family as well in terms of the court aspect. This could literally be, which could literally be family court, okay? I'm hearing divorce court, okay? Judge Mathis could be significant. You know, he said he lost his wife. What's up, Malcolm? What's up, Dominique? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? He mentioned that he was trying to get his wife back at some point or something like that. Yeah, this is a series of unfortunate events. Okay, but the kids in this book were like, that I recall, Papyrus is significant, Papyrus. Toys R Us is significant. They were like 3 siblings, and whoever, I don't know if his name was Count Olaf or whatever that dude's name was. Wow, Malcolm X is also significant, but basically, a poison is significant. Someone could have like poisoned you or tried to poison you or something like that. I have shorts on, you guys, so I don't want to make it look like I'm naked. I'm not naked. But yeah, they were like 3 siblings, and let's honestly just look it up real quick because I feel like that lemony snicket. A picket sign is significant. Cinderella is significant. Like literally, like it's like the family you were born into. There was like a series of unfortunate events. Okay, somebody could be an Aquarius or a Libra. David Hasselhoff is significant. Like, what is the plot of Lemony Snicket? Let's just check that out real quick. Because I remember it was like 3 kids, they were siblings, but I don't remember how they ended up with that dude in the first place. The books follow the turbulent lives of orphaned siblings, Violet, Klaus, and Sonny. After the parents' death in a fire, the children are placed in the custody of a murderous villain who attempts to steal their inheritance and causes numerous disasters with the help of his accomplices as the children attempt to flee. As the plot progresses, the quote, "the plot thickens" is significant. You could have literally just said that today or something like that. As the plot progresses, the siblings gradually confront further mysteries surrounding their family and deep conspiracies involving a secret society, which also involves Olaf and Snicket, the author's own fictional self-insert. Yeah, you guys. Yeah. It's just too much. Like, honestly, I feel like if you told a lot of people your story or something, they really would not even believe you. All right, and as far as Malcolm X, that's giving like inside job assassination. Like, there's a lot, and I'm just gonna attempt to do this reading. So, what's here for the collective? What's here for them? Regarding, yeah, your family. Okay, your family. Your family is significant. What's here for the collective? Confirmation in regards to, y'all keep y'all's prayer lives alive. Like, whatever you do to pray or remind yourself to pray, okay? Or whatever, like, your Bible life is significant. Like, that's important. That's gonna help you. I feel like when you're sick, it makes you feel better. When your heart is heavy, it makes you feel better. What's here for this will not be admissible in court. Your ex is sending you death magic. Because there's an ex, for a lot of you guys, there's like an ex that you recently like had a run-in with or something like that. Or there's an ex that you recently rejected, okay? There's an ex that you rejected. The devil's rejects are significant. I did want to tell you guys, because this is a download, okay? Let's just get into the reading. What I did want to tell you guys is that the reason your ex came back is because your ex is here, okay? Your ex is here to basically influence you against your a house raid. Okay, your ex is here to influence you against basically the path that you're on. So basically to like regress you. Okay, and I don't know what's going on in the planets or with the planets right now or whatever, but coconut oil pulling could be significant. Okay, honestly, I just thought about that because that's something that I thought about. Fruits, vegetables, stuff like that is significant. What's this house raid? A house raid. 6 of Pentacles. What's going on with these things that these people will be taking into the spiritual court room will not be admissible in court, bro. It will not be admissible in court. Like, the reasons these people have for what they did to you, drug addict, okay? Someone, the devil card, 6 of Pentacles, someone could literally be a drug addict or a drug dealer is what I want to say, okay? Low-key chick, okay? All right, so we have a house raid, drug addict, and low-key chick. You're very low-key right now. Like, your independence is on the forefront of your life. You're very independent at this time. You will continue to be very independent. I do believe that you will eventually. You honestly already do have somewhat of a team around you. This could be in a spiritual aspect. This could also be maybe a few key friends or a few key players or key friends that you do have, okay? Also somebody in either the family aspect, so there's like family court, like literally these people will have to pay for what they did. So there will be a hearing, okay, in regards to these matters, and I feel like that's why these people act like their house could literally get raided over this energy, this devil energy. Like, this energy is not okay. Okay, and I feel like they're over here getting their house raided and you're just a low-key chick healing yourself. Okay, a white man could be significant. There will be justice here. Wear your seatbelt, okay? I'm also picking up on turbulence. Like, you could literally get like drinking water is extremely significant, like, as well. You could be working on like your water intake, or maybe you're gonna pick up like a thermos or something like that. I don't feel like you're going to get a Stanley Cup. I don't feel like you either have a Stanley Cup, okay, you either have a Stanley Cup already, or you don't resonate with Stanley Cup, and you will not be getting a Stanley Cup, okay? There's the Secret Society card, okay, just like we just read about. These people dangle a happy family in front of you. This person also, this ex could have also told you you're going to be alone forever. They threaten you. These people are crazy. These people threaten you with like fear of never having a family. Fear of seeing all these fear tactics, like that will not be. I'm hearing defense attorney, like that will not be a fair defense to say like, oh, well, we did these things to the collective because what? That's what I'm saying. Let's get an oracle deck. Like, let's get an oracle deck so we can get like 3 more cards. I heard Ali Ali oxen free. I heard court is adjourned. Holy Spirit, what's here for this? What's here for this message? I'm gonna get 3 cards out of this deck. What's here for this message? These people will be detained and apprehended. It's not a game. Like, honestly, I'm working on getting more candid and blunt on this channel, but there's no buts. It's a process to give these messages, you know. It's just one step at a time, pretty much. And I'm not gonna hide my feelings from you guys. Like, it's easy to get caught up in the viewer count when you're doing something like YouTube, but the real goal is the message, to heal, you know, to heal someone, and God is the healer. I'm just saying, to deliver insight. What's here for this court situation in this? I heard epidemic. What's here for the court situation? Okay, so there could be an epidemic of this in regards to like chosen ones, basically dealing with these sorts of situations. Like, there's a lot of chosen ones dealing with this energy at this time. Need 3 cards. Someone could also be addicted to drugs. Okay, someone's health could be significant. We have love, gratitude, and balance, trust, and death. Okay, let's see what this is talking about. Someone's third eye is open. Someone is watching you. Okay. I heard distraction. Someone is trying. Okay. Also, this person has very nasty energy. Like, they have a portal. They have like a portal that like, what I'm getting is that somebody tries to use love as a trap. It's like a trap. They have some type of portal, and honestly, this person is trying to get you to open up. Okay. This person wants to talk to you to get you to open up. This person wants to talk to you. Your dreams are very significant recently as well. This person, like, okay, and then I want to say this too. Typically, I feel like you recall your dreams, and then like the past few nights or recently, you could have been like unable to really recall the dreams. And obviously, I mean, that's for a reason. Like, if God wants you to remember exactly what you dreamt about, he's gonna cause you to remember exactly what you dreamt about. Okay, boom. So you haven't been these past few nights, but you can still feel the energy. That song, I can feel it coming in the air now. I don't know if that's Phil Collins, but that song is significant. But you can feel the energy in your dreams. Okay, I feel that you have been standing up for yourself. Okay, there's a lot of spell work this person in particular from your family tries to do. They're trying to use love. I don't want to say they overcomplicated love, but they have a very like deceptive, it's like a multi-layered. You know how when a car stops but the rim keeps spinning? It's like they have a very deceptive condition. I heard their love is under conditions. Also, they have a very deceptive like mechanism that they use love and basically to like hypnotize you or trap you, okay? And they just need you to go into a certain portal, go through a portal with them. They feel like if they even just show you the portal after they hypnotize you, you will, that will balance something out. That possibly could balance something. They're telling you, wow, they're telling you that if you do that, that will balance out something. But you can trust that. You can't trust that, but you can trust some type of, they're trying to cause a very harsh ending to you. All right. I would like to speak on why that is. Okay. They're trying to cause a very harsh ending to you. That's what they're trying to do. Now, I could move this tripod over there, but that would take away from y'all seeing more of the cards. They're trying to cause a very harsh ending to you. Okay. I heard humiliation, imagination, grief, forgiveness, and guilt. Also, let me just speak on it because this has been a very long road. I heard this person is also imagining, they're trying to, okay, they tell you about their grief. This person may very well experience grief. I don't know. I feel like you have experienced grief surrounding this situation regarding your family. You have experienced grief right here. And you still forgave them. And they're still radiating these guilt trips to you. Like, this person wants to guilt trip you. That's why you feel sick. And you already forgave. Like, you've been trying to mend this situation for years. You've been trying to mend this for years. I heard, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling. Oh my darling Clementine. This person has really done a number, okay? They've also, and so this is also like an act to them. That's why I said the Book of Acts is significant. I really don't know what this person truly feels on the inside. Like, there may be some actual love in there. And I feel like you're at peace for the most part, and they want you to regret your self-esteem. Which is funny because that's also a failure. This person, they want you to regret your self-esteem. They want you to regret the fact. When you are at peace, they want you to regret it. That's the guilt trip energy. So it's like, there's no way to win with this person. And it's not about that. You're not saying, oh, I want to win, and you lose. You're saying, how can this be fixed? Because I've been trying to mend this for years. And it's like they're just determined to, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. This person feels like because they feel you crossed them, because this person feels that you crossed them, a crosshatch, I don't know what that is. A lee, okay, sheesh. A crosshatch, cross latch, a latch key, a locksmith is significant. This person feels like because you crossed them when you, I'm honestly hearing moved on. When you like, something about how you're moving, this low-key chick card right here, something about how like you're moving lately or something about how you yo, shout out to all the readers for real who really do this, because it requires a lot of focus and self-confidence and like skill. It's a gift too, and then you still have to come around the gift and harness it. Like, it's a lot. So shout out to y'all for real. Pharrell is significant. Okay, I recently saw Khalees commented, somebody, she said new music was coming soon, and they were like, oh, is Pharrell gonna produce it? And she wrote back to them in the comment section on Instagram and said, Pharrell steals. Like, I thought I talked about this already, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. So, I mean, a thief could be significant. I'm not sure how all of this started. I'm not sure why it started. I'm not sure when all of this started or why it truly started. Like, I'm not sure really what the root is. It could be a mixture of things. Okay. I feel like just because this person is biologically related to you, this could be your mother. Okay. Which is a very intimate, I want to say, like, coming from someone's womb. I almost called it a wound. Okay. That causes, because I was thinking about that earlier, how like when someone has like a mommy issue versus when someone has a daddy issue. And I don't really like that, because I saw something on Twitter recently that said like, I don't have daddy issues, my dad has daughter issues. And I was like, period. Sorry that I just said that, y'all. I really don't like those like new age words and shit, but it's hard to stay out of the matrix and the Illuminati, basically. But basically, when a person has like an absent mother versus when they have an absent father, or when there's issues in a mother-child relationship versus a father-child relationship, honestly, obviously they both cause issues and require a lot of healing and stuff like that. But I was thinking earlier, like, okay, I feel like when people have an issue with their mom, that can cause like more issues than when a person has issues with, when there's issues in a father-child relationship, because your mom, like, you were in her womb. Like, that's very intense in terms of like what's the word I'm looking for, in terms of proximity. But like I said, I'm not sure where all of this started exactly. But this person feels like, okay, that's where we left off. This person feels like because it's basically like their get back. You know, in that song when he says, I'm gonna get my get back even if I get life, trust me. It's kind of like this person feels like, because, okay, so let's say this person had an issue with their sister, and because this is your mom, her sister is your aunt. And you remember being around your aunt when you were a little kid. You remember like going to your auntie's job. You remember being at your auntie's house. You remember when your auntie cooked for you. Like, some of it you don't remember because you were a baby. And then some of it you do remember because you were in like the first grade, the second grade, the third grade, like the fourth grade. You're remembering the third and fourth grade. So you like know your auntie. And then as time goes on, you're still a kid. You really don't know what's going on. All you know is your mom stopped fucking with your auntie for whatever reason. Your mom starts telling you all these stories about your aunt and how, you know, like, you're trying to remember, like, what were these stories even about? You're an adult now. Like, at that time, your mom, she's telling you, like, I don't fuck with your aunt anymore. She's not even calling this person your aunt anymore. She's like, I don't fuck with Doreen. I don't fuck with Doreen. You have an older sibling. You got a dad, for instance. you know, your uncle like comes around, they're like, Doreen is helping your sister with something, because whole time your sister and your mom are into it badly, and they're fighting like they're gonna fight to the death, and there's arguments and all types of death matches and crazy shit going on in the home, and you're like 10. Your sister is getting help from your Aunt Doreen, and this is like a big problem. Your mom is like, man, fuck Doreen, you know, yelling at your sister like, oh wow, you went to Doreen's house, and you're thinking like, damn, Doreen, oh my aunt, our aunt, like nigga, this is your sister. But they fell out so hard, like your mom has this big issue with Doreen. Y'all stay with me because I'm trying to figure something out right here. And basically, at this point, like I said, you're a kid, you really don't know what's going on. You're like, yo, I'm just trying to pack my lunch for school tomorrow, or like, what's going on? You're seeing these issues with your mom, your sister. You're having issues with you and your mom. Like, you're like a kid, so you really just are a kid at this point. Like, you never were trying to be bad. You really weren't even a bad kid, you know? But there's these issues going on, and as you get older and older, there's more and more issues. And you know, your Aunt Doreen, she seemed like she was trying to help your sister because your sister's having these issues, and there's just so much going on. And you know, as time goes on, you become a teenager, a lot of things happen, you know, and you get to a point, you're like this adult now, pretty much. You're like an adult. You're like 21 years old. Mind you, you haven't seen Doreen since you were like 10, because your mom was taking care of you, and she, according to her, you know, is fuck Doreen. Really don't understand why, but as you get older and older, you know, by the time you're like 10, low key, like I said, you really don't know what's going on, but you start hearing really bad things about your Aunt Doreen. Like, your Aunt Doreen is, you know, basically, I kind of want to say like evil. Like, you know, stay away from Aunt Doreen. You know, Aunt Doreen, you're just hearing that she's like, it's just fuck Aunt Doreen. But at the same time, you're starting to hear these things from your mom about these other stories you're hearing from your mom about how basically, how can I put this? That there are also other people in the family that can't be fucked with. Like, this part, you know, your Aunt Judy is fucked up too. And Judy was really fucked up to her kids. And you don't remember seeing how fucked up Judy was to her kids? Judy didn't even share her french fries with her kids. You don't remember when she used to snatch the french fries from your cousin Alexa? You know, oh, your uncle Joe, he's a fucking he doesn't have a backbone, you know, he's just so weak. And you know, you know, he just sends you these teddy bears at Christmas because, you know, he's lazy. If he really loved you and cared about us, he would, you know, do more. Or whatever. And it starts to get really confusing because you're like, okay, on one hand, I'm hearing all these fucked up stories about people in our family, and I'm just going with you that it's true because you're my mom, you know, and I'm gonna take what you're giving me as the truth. I'm also hearing you say that there's things that have been stripped from you that, you know, I need to know about as a kid, and that I need to understand and comprehend as a kid because, you know, you went through some really fucked up things too. And it sounds like it was by other people's hands in the family, not Doreen, not what was the other auntie's name? Judy. Not your Uncle Joe, but yeah, not your Aunt Doreen, not none of these people, but other people in the family that's passed away. They passed on, and they did these fucked up things to me. You know, many moons ago, which isn't to say that those weren't fucked up things, but you know, it was way before your time, and you know, I'm not really telling you about it for you to confirmation. I'm not really telling you about it for you to, you too is also significant, like the band. I'm not really telling you about it for actual educational purposes or for like you to understand who these people were or are. I'm telling you about these other things that happened to me for you to almost receive this traumatic experience energy, to like hear my pain out loud, and you're a kid. Okay. And because I'm upset about these things, which you have every right to be upset about them, but it's not my fault as a kid. Okay. Also, at the same time, you're trying to understand everything, because also at the same time, there's some decent acts going on as well. The book of Acts is significant. Like I said, there's also some decent acts going on. Like every couple holidays when Uncle Joe does send those teddy bears, you know, I'm gonna sit down with you and we're gonna, you know, hand design thank you cards, and it's really artistic, and you know, I am going to impart or teach you some good things, because I do know good things too. Okay, boom. Now we're gonna fast forward to the point that you're an adult now. Okay, boom, you're 21. But as you've gotten older through the years, the narrative or the most prevalent, like the most prevalent energy or topic of discussion and focal point of you and your mom's life is the storylines and the I don't want to call it brainwashing, because that would say that it was just all false, but there was also a lot of, there were like fabrications too, because as time progressed, it became, the blame started to shift. So people that was just once, you know, I don't even want to say evil. Like, I don't want to say evil before. People that was just once like problematic or assholes or didn't have a backbone, over time, they now become not only that, but they become complicit. They become motherfucking accessories to crimes that have been committed against your mom. This is crazy, y'all. Like how deep this all just got. But basically, things really shift over time. And in addition to that, even though you've been listening, you've been compassionate to your mom, even when your mom said fuck Aunt Doreen, you didn't really ask any questions. You know, you just basically was ride or die. But at a certain point, before you even become this adult and venture out, Nine of Pentacles, venture out, like, excuse me, you also become a bit of a target in terms of shifting the blame. It no longer just becomes you're this ear, and there's also other very questionable things going on in the background in terms of in the relationship between you and this mother figure. But you also over time become a point of contact, a point of, you become like a deposit, you become like a place, like a field, your energy field and your name and your your identity, you become like the problem. Or you become connected to these negative people, these, you almost become one of them. What if God was one of us? Even though you were always set apart and you didn't play any part in any of those things. Now, when you become this adult, naturally there's been some issues because you've also been it's like a water hole. You've been like a well. You've been like you've caught and carried so much shit from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like over 10 years, probably a decade. 19, 18, 19, like now it's been like a decade that you've been a receptor of so much shit that naturally you've had issues too in this relationship, because none of this was even supposed to go this far. It was not even supposed to really be this way. It was, because if it wasn't, God wouldn't have allowed it. But I'm just saying, it wasn't even supposed to go that far. Your little body, your energy field was not ever really, I don't want to say it wasn't designed for that, but it wasn't really built to withstand all of that. So now you've taken on so much. You've done so much lifting, so much carrying, so much protecting, so much defending, so much silencing, so much. The silence of the lambs is significant. You've done so much, like naturally you've run into issues with your mom now at this point. But you do the best that you can. Like I said, you try to fix as much as you could. Consistently trying to patch things up, mend things, repair things, like over and over and over and over and over again. And I heard blackmail. There's just been so much like greed. I'm hearing grief. There's been so much like going on at this point. You become an adult. Now at this point, your sister is like, yo, Aunt Doreen really wants to see you. She hasn't really seen you. Like, I know you probably damn near don't even remember Aunt Doreen. And you're like, no, I remember Aunt Doreen. Like, I remember Aunt Doreen because Aunt Doreen was around and, whatever. I remember whatever because Aunt Doreen was around. Aunt Doreen used to babysit you or, help y'all's mom with stuff. Like, this is your mom's sister. Like, Aunt Doreen. You decide, like, you know what? I'm going to talk to Aunt Doreen because at this point, things have gone so off the rails for the most part. There's things that have gone, like I said, it was never even supposed to go this far. There's things that have gone completely off the rails with your mother at this point in terms of her well-being just as a person, no judgments. Because you're an adult now, you have some experiences to understand, like, damn, you know what, there are certain things that don't fully make sense to me, You're also trying to help your mom because you're concerned, okay? So you're like, you know what, I know that my mom don't fuck with Aunt Doreen, and, don't really know the real reason why she doesn't, because at one point it was for one reason, at another point it kind of morphed into something else, and she doesn't really talk just this way about Aunt Doreen. She talks this way about our neighbors. She talks this way about my sister. She talks this way about her brother. She talks this way about her mom. She talks this way about her boss. She talks this way about my teachers at school. She even talks this way about me. And I didn't even really do anything to her except try to help her. So at this point, you're like, you know what? I know it would probably piss her off if she found out I talked to Aunt Doreen, because she damn near made you take an oath not to even talk to Aunt Doreen, and you never even really had a real reason why other than to protect her. But even before you went and had a motherfucking meeting with Aunt Doreen, you were already labeled as a bad guy. You had already been labeled as a bad guy. So at this point, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. What do I really have to lose? Even though this could make things worse, how much worse could things get? Because it's already bad. Then you have elders come around. You have people from completely outside of the circuit who aren't afraid to tell you when you're wrong about other things that you disclose to them. They disclose to you like they work for the Most High God. So you're like, okay, boom. They witness things between you and this mother figure, and they're like, no offense, but something about that's not right. More and more people telling you like something about that's not right. Something in the water don't smell right. So you're like, okay, boom. You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna go see what Aunt Doreen even has to say. Because at one point, Aunt Doreen was so close. Her and your mom were like, they're sisters, they're family. So let's get back to how I even just came up with all of that. This person feels like, I know y'all just heard that horn outside. This person, it's 9/11. This person feels like, so this could be an emergency too. Like this reading, there could be something in this that somebody needs to hear. Okay, so this person feels like because you went and spoke with Aunt Doreen, mind you, we don't even have to get into what you and Aunt Doreen talked about. Aunt Doreen, we're not even gonna get into that. We might be able to get into that, but the point, let's stop. Let's address one thing first. This person feels like because you went and talked to your Aunt Doreen, let's just say you went and you just talked to her. Went to her house, met her at a Panera Bread, talked to her. Probably not a Panera Bread, maybe some other type of restaurant. Just that alone. This person feels like because you did that, they know how important, bro, how much you've been trying to work on things, how much you forgave, how much you forgave. The diggable planets are significant. How much you're willing to do to balance things out. Blame, fear, and empathy. That's significant. Excuse me. This person knows how important the relationship with them is to you, and they feel like because you went and did that, they are going to withhold the chance of, honestly, bro, this person withholds the chance of healing in a more general sense, because I'm not sure why, but before we go down that corridor, like this person is going to, even if they were capable of healing something, which they might be like, I'm not about to go through that right now, they would withhold this from you because they feel some type of way about the fact that you went and talked to Aunt Doreen. They know how important this is to you, and why this will not be admissible, why their reasonings will not be, the reasonings behind their actions will not be admissible in court, is because, why? That's not fair. So basically, 913 could be significant. Basically, like, let's say, okay, you know how the Bible says, like, honor your mother and your father, and it says, like, fathers or parents don't provoke your children. Like, the thing is, how, like, normally, like something like this from a distance, it would look like you're gonna hurt a lot. You're gonna be the one hurting. You're gonna be the one to pay for this. This is your fault and all of this shit, this guilt shit. Like they that would normally like hold up in court if it was really the other way around. The way this person is trying to make it, the wayfair is significant. The way this person is trying to make it, they're basically switching the story around. Like when I said like grief and imagination, like they're trying to switch the story around. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying this person doesn't feel like grief or whatever is in this person's heart. Like I said, because sometimes it could seem like this person is just heartless, and sometimes it could seem like, damn, I know this person has to have a heart because some of the things they did, okay, boom, were like loving, if you will. So it's not up to me or you to understand if this person really feels in their heart, or if there's really like NPCs and reptilians and shit out there. I'm pretty sure there really are NPCs and reptilians, like, and people who work for God and people who work for the devil, like, and they'll show themselves over time. And honestly, like, Aunt Doreen may not have been a child of God, or like, it's not up to you and me to judge whether Aunt Doreen and them are children of God and all that shit. The point is whether or not Aunt Doreen was, I want to say, like, you could have later found out, like, shit, that person could have been a fucked up person. But it still wasn't what, it still was blown way too far out of proportion. And it still was something you were punished for before you even went and had the conversation with Doreen. And so that still wasn't fair. You see what I'm saying? That's like a game of chess. And it's not just a game of chess. And that's what makes this kind of fucked up at the same time, in terms of the grief that you did actually experience. I mean, a loss is a loss. But, you know, some people do punish themselves. I'm not trying to get lost in the sauce right here, y'all. I'm just trying to say that this person feels some type of way. So now this person feel like they have to cause a harsh ending to you. Like, you're going to suffer for what you did. I don't think they see, that's fucking crazy. I don't think they see another way around it. Like, you're just going to suffer for what you did. Like, even if it hurts them, you're going to suffer for what you did. But then as you start to backtrack, you're like, damn, did you ever even love me for real if you're willing to cause me so much pain, grief, sorrow, and suffering to the point of a harsh ending? Like, because I feel like if it was you, you feel like, okay, boom, let's say you have an ex that did you really, really dirty. They cheated on you, they lied, they told you to just go fuck yourself. Just, they did you super dirty. You're feeling like, okay, as long as you're feeling like this, you're feeling like, fuck them. They gonna get what's coming to them, blase, blase, because they haven't, first of all, they did you dirty as hell. And they have not come forth to you to be like, you know what, I'm sorry, that was really fucked up. Like, I know we're not gonna be together, but let me just try to make it right. Or can you please just, you know, let me know you're okay, whatever. Like, If they did that, even just if they did that a little bit, I feel that you're feeling like you would be like, okay, Holy Spirit, like, you would pray for them type joint. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want them to get what they had coming to them, because you would feel like, damn, I understand, we're human, whatever. Like, you have compassion in your heart. So the fact that you've been trying to fix this with this person for so long, and they're still just trying to cause you a harsh ending, like, you know for a fact, if you get on the phone with this person, or you try again, you're still trying, you're literally still trying, and they're still radiating out this guilt trip shit to you. You've become so advanced, though, they have to really, like, whew, you've become so advanced that, like you really awakened to the point that, like, to the point of no return. So now I don't really know, like, what this person's plans are. They pretty much feel like if they run the same game on you, look, disturbance. If they run the same game on you, like, and I don't mean to call a game, because I still, and that's what I'm saying, people of compassion, people of God, like, I still don't want to offend this person. I still don't want to disrespect this person's story or this person's experience, or even if it's straight up and down rubbish, like the shit they're telling you, like, you weren't there for me, and you know, you're the reason why I'm still talking about Aunt Doreen, is because you went and talked to her, and then on your birthday you accepted a birthday present from her. And it's like, okay, but you never even, first of all, like, you're drawing a lot of assumptions. That's crazy. That is truly, truly crazy. Then at the same time, like, you went through a major loss, and part of that loss was inflicted on you due to the absence of your mom and her drawing back from you and starting to work against you even more and more, because honestly, she's these issues were these were like pre-existing conditions, basically. You going to talk to Aunt Doreen, it might have, you know, been wrong in your mom's eyes, but there was so much pre-existing stuff going on that you were already the victim of. You were already, like, catching the brunt of so much stuff. You were already a bad guy in her eyes. Even if she put you on a pedestal at times, I feel it always came with a cost. I'm talking, like, let me see the timeline. I want to say shit. I want to say at least a year, already into your adulthood, at least a year before. See, these pre-existing conditions and shit, like, this shit, look, nightmare. This shit already was, like, really bad. It was already really, really bad. Like, the things that you were dealing with, like I said, all that stuff you carried, like, those things were very real things. Like, those things were very, you were already very, almost want to say damaged. Like, you were already very, wounded and, like, disturbed from, like, you were already very, what is that word I'm looking for? You were, like, scarred. You were intensely scarred, okay? You were greatly scarred before you went to go speak with your aunt. And you were still trying to hold everything together, and you were still guilty. Protest, disturbance, loneliness. You were already, I keep hearing perturbed. You were already guilty in their court case against you. You were already guilty. And this person was already imagining this grief towards you. And, you know, you were the problem when you were a child for other things. And see, as you got older, you've seen this whole web of basically, I want to say lies, falsehoods, blame being shifted onto you. Like, you saw, like, wow, there's a lot of, this is not an isolated incident. It's like, there's a lot. Look, and you're calm now, and you're relaxing, and you're gaining. You're gaining things back that were stolen from you with this robbery card. Okay. And you don't want to hear that right here with this stubbornness card. You don't want to hear that. Okay. You don't want to hear that. But basically, yeah. I'm gonna shuffle this one more time. Look, bully. This person, this person is mad that you finally called them out. But I feel like to have no support from them and to stay loyal to them and to hold everything inside that you tried to basically work out with them, I want to say before or around the time that things got to the point that they got to, this person was not hearing you. They were not hearing you. What's here for this will not hold up in court? So something must be going to court soon, like spiritually, or I don't know. Introvert. Move some of these out of the way. I heard forensics. Okay, so we have introvert. Hi, good morning, Paul. Relaxation. Gain. Something about an online community. Could have helped you relax and cultivate something or profit off of something. Withdrawal, apology. This person, somebody's withdrawing an apology. Introvert, relaxation, and gain. Somebody turned their back on you. And you're just relaxing, gaining. Same thing. In terms of that Nine of Pentacles energy. Because you persevered here. Like you persevered. What's here for this will not be admissible in court. Your ex is doing death magic. Because that ex shit, that's some whole other shit. I don't even know if we can get into that in this reading. I may have to rename this reading. Okay. You're persevering just fine from a conflict. This is also good news about a loss. Honestly, this really hurt you. And I'm just tired of being quiet about you. Like, this whole experience hurt you. This person sneaking in line with this third wheel, you were literally homeless here. And I feel like you triumphed out of that. Donate. Look, there was literally a situation, you were homeless, you triumphed out of that. There was a marriage too here. Marriage, commitment, natural disaster, sweetheart. Okay. We're like married. So that could be that ex energy. I don't know what that is. Enemy. This person sees you as an enemy or something. Whatever they're going to say is not going to be admissible in court. Because if anybody hears the whole story, just like when they say in interrogation videos, like, okay, we hear the story. What's up, Aunt? We hear the story, but like, What would you think if you were in my shoes, or if you were listening to this story, to ask the person telling it, like, what would you think? And they're like, I would think that I'm about to go to jail for murder. And they're like, exactly, because your story, it doesn't make sense. Like, this person's story doesn't make sense. And they keep trying to tell you, you know what it really seems like, guys? It seems like this person is gonna hold on to this to their grave, basically, which is truly a loss here. Family room, it's truly a loss. Confirmation, and they want to blame you for the loss. You were down super bad and experiencing loss on top of this. And to be completely honest with you, part of the reason that you even were down so bad is due to the loss. But there is good news here. And I do feel like there's a conflict going on. Like, in the background. It's just the way you've been calm, I want to say, about it, or trying to relax. What's here for, this will not be Miss One Court. What's here for the story? What's here? Holy Spirit. Privileged lady. Okay. Yeah, you're like relaxing in the shade now. I feel like that's how you should be. And I'm sorry, I'm tired of this a bad loss going on. Message of concern. This is a message of concern, y'all. When you were 12 and 14 years old, you're like, oh my goodness. Lady on this card is like, oh my heavens. Sudden wealth reversed and high honors. She's like, that's horrible that that's going on. This person's trying to reverse your jackpot, but you're held in high honors. Everything you do, they're sending the death magic. Main female, mature woman, privileged lady. Main female, mature woman, privileged lady, main female. Poverty. I mean, it's really bad. I heard whistleblower, blow the whistle, chimchery. Like, it was really bad. Who or what is this main female? The main female. Is this the same lady? Because their hair is kind of similar. I kind of feel like this is your sister. I don't know. You could have a sister. Okay. Whiskers are significant. A pathway. There's a pathway, though, for you here. There's a pathway for you. Toil and labor. You're working really hard, or somebody's working really hard. You're held. This is giving Cinderella energy. Like, you're held in high honors, but you work really hard. And it's almost like it's to the point, you know you're Cinderella. But a lot of people around you, they might know you're Cinderella too. Like, that. It doesn't matter. Like, you're working really hard. Also, your sister could have wanted you to be broke as well. Okay. So whatever this energy is that your mom pushes out at you, and take it how it resonates. This could be your dad. This could be your ex. I'm not sure, but there's another woman here who, also that could be significant. Like, if this is like you're married, this could be like another woman. Like, your sister, whatever that energy is that your mom pushes out at you, like, for you to be like broke, busted, and disgusted, and like for you to get what you deserve for what you did in her mind, what you did to her, whether she believes it or not, this story that she's telling, whatever aspects may be true, whatever aspects aren't true, that's all here or there. The most important thing is the shit that this woman is saying about you, the things that this woman has been saying about you are not true. That will not be admissible in court, because where is the evidence? That's what I'm saying. And it's not on some no face, no case. No, you've been showing your face. That's why I said the people lurking in the shadows are the ones who aren't seeking forgiveness and seeking understanding, and the ones in the shadows are the ones that we need to be concerned about. Like, the ones in the shadows are the ones in the shadows. You're not in the shadows. I can see if somebody's in the shadows, sometimes it's hard to find evidence on that shit. On those things, I mean. I heard a rumor. Look, adjudication and imprisonment. Confirmation. Adjudication and imprisonment. Judas is significant. Courthouse. Message in courthouse. Somebody should be concerned right here. Or will be. And I feel like you just keep finding new pathways. Like, you keep creating fresh neurological pathways and stuff like that. Every time this person tries to reverse your wealth, your sudden wealth. A Southern Baptist church is significant. Idaho. But yeah, your sister wants you to feel the same way too. Like, because she also feels some type of way. And honestly, that happened for a reason too. Whatever that is that your sister or that other woman or whoever that person is feels, like, you could go to that person and be like, well, what's the issue? I really want to fix things. Like, what's the reason that why is it that you feel this way towards me? Blase, blase. What you got to understand is, and then you're not alone. That's the other thing. God has also shown to you other individuals that you probably trust and love, that there's been like similar accusations or really wild, outlandish things said to them or said about them by relatives, okay, where those things aren't true. And the reason why, just think about their situation. The reason why their relatives said that was basically because a situation happened where that relative felt some type of way. Bro, we're going to say the truth. That's what I'm saying. It's not a crime to say the truth. It's if you did something wrong, you can't be upset. I mean, you can feel however you need to feel. You can't be upset that the collective is, like, the collective is hurt too. The collective is experiencing a loss too, because bitch, the collective, like, ma'am, excuse me, the collective needed their sister too. And they know this. They know the collective is family oriented. They know this. You don't think the evil stepsisters and Cinderella knew that they were hurting Cinderella's feelings? But they didn't give a fudge because they really felt some type of way. Let me look up Cinderella, because that's repetitive right there. Why did Cinderella get treated bad? character archetypes. The stepmother is often portrayed as the archetypal, I think they meant typical, archetypal, wicked stepmother, a common trope in literature. This characterization serves to create conflict and highlight Cinderella's virtues. Overall, Cinderella's plight emphasizes themes of resilience, kindness, and the eventual triumph of good over evil, which are central to many fairy tales. Power dynamics, jealousy, and insecurity to impose her will and mistreat Cinderella without fear of repercussions. See, and this is what I want to say right here. A lot of you guys may feel like maybe something in this reading resonates with you, because what I feel like this message is also highlighting is the fact that, you know how like Cain killed Abel, and you would think like, damn, why would you kill your brother? Like, or how like you hear certain people talk about this notion of, I don't even want to say a chosen one, but a lot of you guys are chosen ones. I mean, I know I'm a chosen one. Like, you'll hear this notion of like chosen ones being born into families where there's also something biblical behind that too that I can try to find, which is maybe why I mentioned Cain and Abel, but where it's like you're born into this dynamic, just like Harry Potter, where you're born into this dynamic where, like it said, it's the eventual triumph of good over evil. Like, it really sucks. Okay, the loss aspect sucks, and that grief that you truly did experience. And I'm glad I said that past tense. I don't feel like you will experience grief, because part of what's gonna happen, like when people have a big court case coming up and stuff like that, like think about it. It's two people going to court, and one of the people in that room typically is innocent. The other person in that, or was perpetrated against, and the other person in that room is guilty and or was a perpetrator. And a lot of times, just like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case, a lot of times whoever was the perpetrator, they'll really go in there and they'll really, leading up to that court case or whatever led them to that point, I mean, they've been causing a lot of issues for this other individual. And they almost taunt that individual in ways of like, I mean, maybe not directly once the court proceedings, once things are like going forward, because they can't necessarily communicate and stuff like that, but with each other, that is. But it's almost like they're like, you're gonna go down for this, you're guilty, you're gonna pay me kind of energy. And it's like, it can make you sick, because you know, like, this was wrong, I was wrong, what you're doing is wrong, and if you really want to go to court about this, we're going to go to court about this. But the thing about going to court, even divorce court, like I mentioned before, that is very time consuming from what I've heard. It's very draining. It can like make people like sick, I want to say, or like, excuse me, and then I'm just burping and burping and burping. Like, it can make people like sick. It can make people like depressed. It can cost a lot of money. Like, and by the time they go to court and they win that court case, because the judge's job in a right standing courtroom is for whoever is innocent is going to pay, whether they're going to pay fines, whether they're going to pay back the person that they just went to court with and lost this case to, or whether they're going to serve time. Like, they're going to pay for their crimes against humanity, bro. Like, they're gonna pay. And once court is like adjourned, like once, not even adjourned, because I feel like that's just a break, like once when the gavel hits the table, it's like, what do they even say, child? court is adjourned. The judgment. Jesus. I feel like crying a little bit. Once like court is adjourned, and you know, like you know that like in the judgment you have been cleared, bro. Like you just went through so much shit. Like you probably lost a lot. You were wronged, and then it all just it's over. Like when this court case is done, like I know you are going to be relieved. I know y'all just heard that loud truck. Like you're going to be relieved. You're probably gonna need therapy. If you haven't already been, or you're probably gonna need it again. Because you will have some grief to process. But at least you'll know, I heard you'll die knowing. At least you'll know, like, your family, like, you were also a gift to your family. And like this bad health in your family was connected to your great fortune. You're like a gift to this family. Whoever your mother loved or was in a relationship with was a wealthy man at that time or something like that. Tell me why I feel like this light is about to die. And you know what? It's good to know how long it's lasting, because I said that on the last live stream when it died. I was like, hold up. Next time I charge this all the way, I want to see how much life this battery actually has. But yeah, you're going to be really relieved because triumph. Like, you're going to be really relieved. Okay? I'm hearing something about amicable. It's almost like this person could have just, it's almost like they still have time. And that's the stressful thing, is it's like going on and on and on. And you're still willing to just forgive, basically, or work through things. And this person is just like, nah, like, you're gonna die for what you're going to hurt. You're going to hurt for what you did to me. But I feel like this person's been inflicting pain on you and like misery and pain on you for a long time, even before you went to go talk to your aunt. And then the other thing I want to say too is like, once you went and talked to that aunt, it's like this person was like, they made that the reason of why there's all these issues, and there's been all these issues, and all the negative things they said were true about you because, see, you went and talked to that aunt. And it's like, okay, but you've been saying these things. And they try to wipe your memory so that you don't basically remember this. Remember those, remember what's important, or remember like how things actually went. They try to rewrite history. Okay. I heard homeless teen. And oh, and because they started using that as the center point of, you know, why they don't fuck with you now, they started pulling themselves back and doing like basically witchcraft against you, like spell work and just doing fucked up shit pretty much to you. Just like that sister, they've been doing messed up things to you. Honestly, for real, ever since you were a kid, like a baby damn near, like 5-6 years old, these two individuals have been doing like weird things to you where it was like on some Cinderella shit, like they didn't fuck with you for real. And I don't know if it was, you know, what it was, jealousy, resentment, what, like, I don't know what it was, good versus evil, I don't know. But like, they make it like, that's the reason why I don't fuck with you. That's the reason why you're going to be in poverty. That's the reason why, you know, whatever. Mainly, that's the reason why y'all don't have a relationship and why the relationship can't be fixed and why it's just so bad because you're just so disgusting and you're so fucked up. Like, that's kind of like, that's still not admissible in court. Because, like, family has, they have, like, duties to one another. The Chariot. Overcoming obstacles. Your throat chakra. The Queen of Pentacles. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's your throat chakra. I would have to look and see. The Queen of Pentacles. Responsibility, just like I said, family has responsibility to each other. Good morning. Family has responsibility to each other. I don't know what happened, y'all. The Ace of Cups. New beginnings. An outpouring of abundance here. The High Priestess is crazy because I really thought this Chariot card was the High Priestess when it came out. Mystery. Yeah, something is a mystery here. But your intuition, you know. I think this is your third eye chakra. I'm not sure, but some things are yet to be revealed, okay? But you're discovering the truth here. The Sun card, the Strength card, that's absolutely beautiful. And that's crazy they try to just have you in poverty, but you're like the Queen of Pentacles, you're abundant. This main female could be a Virgo. Virgo would be July. I'm sorry, Virgo would be August. Virgo season is coming up. We're in Virgo season currently. July and February are significant. Yeah, swing low, sweet chariot coming forth to carry me home. God is the judge. God is really going to be looking at some things like, is that right? I don't think that's, I feel like the adjudication is like, the family crest is significant. God is looking like, okay, well, I don't know if this is somebody's parents that's in court. It's like family court. Somebody brought in a lot of evidence or paperwork on something. God is going to be like looking at this person like, okay, well, I'm listening to what you're saying. He's gonna be like, is that right? Like, because I have a lot of evidence, basically. I have a lot of exhibits or like receipts. Like, there's a lot of like evidence that's been brought into this court case. And it's sad. It's sad, dude. But these people want you to be in prison. They want you to go to jail for this loss. They want you to go to jail for this loss. They want you to go to jail for the loss. That's what I'm still trying to understand. They want you to go to jail for the loss. But you experience, that's what I'm saying. That's the energy I'm saying. They want you to go to jail for the loss. They don't want to take accountability and responsibility. For whatever the reasons is, and that's what I'm saying, for whatever it's worth, for whatever the reasons are of all the other stuff and all the moving parts, that's that portal shit. They want to get into that shit. But the point is you and them. Like, excuse me, the point is like, okay, all these other things happen, Aunt Doreen, all this shit going on. Like, how did you wrong this person prior to all of that? Like, can it be fixed or no? Because the responsibility on the family members is to like be there for each other no matter what. That's very deep. Some people don't fuck with other people, but I feel like in the family, I mean, that happens every day. Like I said, it's an epidemic. So there's apparently a lot of people in the collective dealing with like fractured and estranged family situations. So the devil's just having a heyday. Okay. But in like the word, like that's what I'm saying. The family's supposed to be together. Like husbands and wives are supposed to stay together. Like things are supposed to be like righteous. And then it's not. So there's responsibility to be like, okay, there's an issue, blase, blase. And some families look perfect on the outside and they don't resolve issues within the family either. So it's not about how things look. I'm talking about what it is in this particular scenario. Like, it's the family member's responsibility to like basically stick together or do the best that they can. And if one person is trying to pull it together and push it forward, and the other person is holding on, but they're trying to shift like some type of responsibility rather than be like, okay, not on some bygones be bygones, but on some like, okay, all this shit happened, okay, but like, how can we just get to a clean slate of forgiveness? How can we just be healthy? How can we just be happy? How can we grow? There's the envy card. Like, how can we make it work together in harmony? Like, because it's more important to be together. It's not like a relationship. Like, oh, this is my boyfriend. It's like, no, we're family. So like, how can we, okay, but I still want to see, no, some of these people, there's some really deep shit going on. And like I said, that Aunt Doreen character might have been like, turned out, maybe Aunt Doreen was there for you when you experienced the loss. And then maybe that figure turned out to be, you know, almost the same as the mother figure, almost the same as the sister figure. Maybe she turned on you too. Maybe, you know, maybe that person was a little bit racist. Maybe that person against your father's fucking race or whatever the fuck. Like, even with that stuff, I feel like, because this sermon I watched recently, he was like, parents, grandparents, like, don't ever, I don't care how many times your child messes up. I don't care how many times, even grandparents, like, your family, you're supposed to claim your family. Like, I feel like God don't give a fudge. Like, if that's your family, you're supposed to try to stick with you're supposed to do right by your family. Like, whatever happened, okay, how can we move forward? Y'all, I'm tired. It's 10 o'clock on the dot. Let's just try to land this plane. I've been up all night. This was a really great reading though. Like, the birds think so too. Like, some things are yet to be revealed, but I feel like a lot of this stuff, these people are gonna go to court. Like, honestly, and I don't know what that evidence was on this adjudication card, like all these books on the card. This person may try to bring in a lot of stuff. I feel like God is going to confiscate all of that stuff to put it in like a science museum for people to see how manipulative someone can get who's actually in the wrong, just to try to put somebody down underneath the jail who is the one who experienced the loss. I mean, both parties experienced the loss, but only one party actually is truly grieving or cares about the loss, because if you cared about the loss, you would do whatever it took to move through the, I heard vertigo, through the obstacles, through it and past it to have positivity, like the sun card, and success. You would care more about the relationship than you care about things that aren't admissible in court. Like, that shit ain't admissible in court. What else needs to be said, Holy Spirit? No, please pardon the vape. If you don't vape, please don't start, because I'm off weed finally for like coming up 8 months, I think. But I kind of ended up using the vapes as a as a crutch. And when when I get something in my head to do it, I'll just pull the cord and I'll just do it. But you think that it's like helping you cope with stress, and it's not, but it's okay. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more time and I'll make my way out of that vape shit. But anyways, you know what I want to say right here? If someone is, child, if, as long as the person that wronged you is trying, and then what is the wrong anyway? That's what I'm saying. Where is the wrong? Where is the wrong? This shit been going against this person since before the wrong was committed. That's like calling somebody a murderer. This person never murdered anybody, never goes on to murder anybody. And then it's like, where is the murder? This person never murdered anybody. This person is determined to call you a murderer. That's crazy. Something is not adding up, you guys, and this has not been adding up for a long time. Hello, Alpha Black. I call this good night because I work overnights, but good morning to you. What's a false jacket? I'm just trying to see the energy. Like, it's something else there. It's like, it's too much to comprehend, okay? I'm getting like the answers will be in the Bible. Like, your answers will be in the Bible. And it's like too much to comprehend to understand why this person went to these great lengths and these extents. Also, what I'm getting is this is about good versus evil, but these people don't want you to believe in good and evil. They don't want you to accept that because it would like expose them or something like that. And he shewed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to accuse him. Okay, I heard it. It's all biblical. Okay. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council salt. Wow. Now chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death. They tried to find false evidence, but found none. Yeah, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. You guys, just stay encouraged. Like I said at the beginning, stay in. Right. It's serious. It's still serious. And that's why this is a great big situation. And this shit not gonna hold up in fucking court, G. It's not gonna hold up in court. It's not. So you just need to stop living stressed out. I feel like you're at the point you like, damn. Then whoever that ex was doing shit against you, I feel like they came in. They worked with your parent. And I'm just saying, G, this shit really goes on. Like, shit really goes on like this. This ex, your parent, you see the signs. Like, you see what's going on. You see the signs. There goes the light. So how long is 100 minutes? That's almost 2 hours. So it lasts for almost 2 hours. That's not bad. So yeah, you see the signs. Like, you see the signs that you see the signs. I wish I could say more. I hope God gives me the I trust God to give me the strength and the words to do more readings and speak on what's going on. Because it is kind of a lot, but I mean, you just have so much forgiveness in your heart. It's just, it's overwhelming. Like, you have so much forgiveness in your heart. It's honestly crazy. But, you know, I mean, in a way, I feel like definitely keep that. But I kind of feel like you need to accept more that good and evil do exist, and that, like, it's okay for you to call those things out. And it's like something you have not yet accepted about, like, who these people are or who this person is. Or it's something, like I said, it's something, excuse me, things yet to be revealed here. But it's definitely going to be revealed. So we watch and wait. There could be like false stories this person made up about you, either to themselves or others. I don't know. You've done a lot more than what you needed to, I'm hearing. Like, you've done a lot and you're still fighting. You're still trying to fight for this, which is honestly amazing. Like, you're still trying to fight for this. Because you care, bro. That's what I'm saying. You've always cared. You've always cared. And you probably always will, but something is still, something you still need to accept, okay, about who this person, child, it's something you still need to accept. Somebody's going to jail. That's like, because I was just asking in my heart, I was like, why is this such, why is the blame part so, why is this person so adamant about the blame part of, like, you're the one that fucked this up? Why is that so, like, important? Thank you. What's left? What's, like, the final word? The final call newspaper is significant. The fruit of Islam, the nation of Islam is significant. Grounded. Yeah, you're not hated. You're grounded and open and valued and important. Don't be heavy, be happy. You're supported. Don't be insecure. You're not rejected. You're valued. You're not unsafe. You're open. You're not hated. You're grounded. The shame of that shit is too much. He said, because they fear blame and the shame of truth. Child, anyways, you guys, that was a lot, but I'm really glad we did that reading. I mean, and that scenario I gave, like, flip it around however it makes sense. Like I said, it could be a relationship. It could have been, I mean, obviously, I mean relationship like a marriage. It could have been a lot of things. But, like, it could literally be a mother figure. It could be a baby mother figure. It could be whatever the fuck. The point is, like, the shit I was saying. Like, that dynamic is like, it's almost like, damn, you were building this up. You know how when people say you've been wanting, like, on some, like, you were gonna break up with me anyway type shit. It's like that. It's like, you never really fucked with me anyways. Like, you were always gonna break up with me anyways all along. Like, you were gonna do this all along anyways. You've been building up, because that's what I was about to get ready to say. It's like, it's almost like they were building up this whole time. Like, since you were a kid, or since y'all very first met, like, they might have fucked with you. They might have been charming. They might have really actually loved you. Like, okay, cool. But at the same time, you didn't honor that. And it's not about, oh, I'm on this pedestal and I'm holy or I'm royal or any of that shit, when in reality you low-key are righteous and you low-key are royal. It's the point of, dude, you're severing something that was supposed to be a bond. You're severing something that you're causing a loss, you're causing pain, you're causing grief. Like, that is not the goal. The goal is unity. The goal is family. The goal is healing. The goal is forgiveness. And instead of allowing that to flow, you're causing a blockage. You're saying, no, fuck that. I'm gonna keep standing on this. And I'm not saying it's not right. It's not right to stand on something. Sometimes you need to stand on something. If somebody cheated on you and they keep saying, I never cheated on you, why can't you just get over it so that we could just move forward in healing and forgiveness and unity? It's like, look, we can move forward in healing and forgiveness and unity. Let's first, like, you're gonna get to a point where you're like, but I do forgive you. I forgave you in the dark by myself. I forgave you with no apology. I did forgive you. But in order for us to move forward in unity and all this, let's just to say they were to ask you for that, you're probably going to stand your ground and be like, yo, like, because when that person cheated on you, that was a serious wrong. You gave this person your heart. Were you maybe supposed to do that? Maybe not, because the Bible talks about that too. Like, don't put your confidence in man and, like, keep God first and stuff like that. But I'm talking about in scenarios where maybe you had kids with this person, or you all, playing house. I get it. That's not cool. But I mean, a lot of situations, some people, they're legally married. Some people, like, even me, I really thought I was married, like, to this guy. We weren't on paperwork, but there was a lot of things that were on paperwork, and there were a lot of tangible aspects to me thinking he and I were actually married. And when you're moving like that, you're really putting your heart in something. And when somebody wrongs you, or they cheat on you, or they lie to you, or they tell you go fuck yourself, or whatever, they leave you out in the cold, they tell you all these horrible things, that causes an issue, because it causes pain. So at this point, you're inflicting pain, you're causing pain, you're being really careless with something that's very real, because some people don't come out of depressions. Some people don't come out of heartbreak. Some people make brash decisions in the midst of being heartbroken. And is it your fault if you did this fucked up thing to somebody and then they go jump off a cliff. I mean, is it directly your fault? No, but maybe would you feel partially guilty for that in your heart? You might low-key feel guilty for that in your heart, because you're gonna be like, damn, if I would have just not been so fucked up to them when I knew their feelings were involved with me. Then I'm talking about married, I'm talking about mother daughter, I'm talking about father daughter, I'm talking about father son, I'm talking about shit like that, real deep shit, not no, you know, friend, not none of that. Then you might feel like, damn, if I would have not crossed my brother or crossed the fuck out of my ex, my wife or whoever, my child, maybe they would have never went and did that. And in a way, it's like, damn, yeah, that's the circle of life. So that lets you know all this shit is connected. All of this stuff matters. And it's like, no, one person is not more valuable than the next person. It's that everything needs to be accounted for. Everything needs to be accounted for. That's accountability. So even if you were wrong, it's okay if you were wrong. That's why I said you'll get to a point you'll just forgive. You'll forgive anyways. Like, I want to say I forgive my mom. And it's like I do. But due to the fact that some aspects of things, they still get mixed up and fogged up for me, to where I don't know if I fully comprehend the magnitude of things yet. But I know God is going to give me the strength to fully comprehend the magnitude of things, to the point that whatever I haven't truly forgiven, I'll be able to truly forgive. But in a lot of ways, I feel like I do forgive her to the best of my ability. So that's you doing your part. The accountability aspect of it, like, it's not fair to you. This is where we having an issue at. It's not fair to you. Something right there is very painful in the energetic field of the collective right now. Like, there is something very painful in the energetic field of the collective right now in regards to all of this conversation. Like, you might have kept going. Like, you obviously kept going because you're here. And, like, you're actually doing okay for yourself, especially compared to a lot of things that's going on in the world. Like, even how you're going about getting your money, like, in order to survive and meet your needs and stuff. How you're treating people, how you're thinking, bro. Like, just even trying to seek the Lord, different things, like the positivity. Like, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. It's the point that you're doing better than a lot of people out here. And I hope those people could, you know what I'm saying? I hope we could keep, you know what I'm saying? The point I'm making is that just because you got up and kept going behind whatever this was, it does not make it okay. It does not mean that those things were okay. Those things caused a lot of fucking issues, dude. A lot of fucking heartache. A lot of issues. There is still pain in the collective's energy field right now pertaining to this, because also this person is insisting on keeping this shit going. Y'all both here. Y'all both living on the planet. Maybe for some of y'all, this person have transcended. I don't know. But the point is, instead of, sorry y'all, these crashes. Instead of taking advantage of the fact of the time while we still have it, and I feel like you're smart. That's why you low-key keep trying. Good for you. Because at least you'll know, like, damn, I kept trying. And every time I kept trying, and maybe it'll change. Every time I kept trying, this person kept on staying stuck. I want to say on stupid, but I don't even want to say that. This person kept on staying stuck on, I wish I could think of an example right now. It's almost like, I can't do it, y'all. I'm not about to keep. It's fucked up. Because you matter a lot and you're actually valuable. And these things, it caused a lot of issues. That's my laptop. It caused a lot of issues to where you feel like, it's almost like I hear a plane taking off. It's caused a lot of issues to where you feel like, or you felt like you weren't valuable and stuff like that. Like, I'm just reading your comment, Alpha. Yeah, one thing I tried to see was, you know, when there's comments in the live stream, like, I thought there was a feature when I first got on this YouTube channel where I could see the comments from the live stream played back in the replay of the video after the live stream ends. And lately when I try to like go back and see them, they're like not showing. So I looked on the settings if there's something I needed to turn on, but I never turned anything off there. So I'm gonna find out if they still exist. Maybe it's because my channel is, excuse me, still on the road to monetization. I'm not sure, but I do see these comments and I appreciate them. Appreciate you, Alpha. Also, you guys, this is one of the only ginger ales that I've seen the ingredients actually have ginger extract. So just in case you wanted to know. But yeah. Child. Alpha, you say you can forgive, but don't forget, hold them accountable. It's not a game. Let me look it up. Says accountability is vital in family relationships because blah, 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 blah. Helps prevent and resolve conflicts. Creates a more positive and supportive environment for growth and intimacy. Taking responsibility for one's part in a conflict helps to resolve it more effectively, preventing misunderstandings from escalating and creating a more harmonious family dynamic. The 3 C's of accountability generally refer to clarity, commitment, and consequences. Y'all, how am I up till almost 11 a.m. again on today? That's kind of rough. I try not to stay up this late after work, but this was an important reading. I'm sure it happened for a reason. They may frequently portray themselves as a victim, using it as a tactic to avoid admitting their wrongdoing or responsibility for their actions. Gaslighting and doubt. They may try to make you doubt your own perception of their behavior, suggesting that the problem lies with you rather than them. to avoid accountability for their actions. This psychological abuse causes victims to question their own memory and judgment, making them easier to control. Motivations for gaslighting can stem from a desire for power, a lack of empathy, personality disorders like narcissism, or a learned behavior from witnessing gaslighting in childhood. Gaslighters lie and distort reality to avoid taking responsibility for their harmful behavior, shifting the blame onto the victim. Gaslighting is often associated with psychological conditions like narcissistic personality disorder. Consequences for the victim: self-doubt. Psychological conditions. And you know what's crazy, you guys? Because I was just about to Google, like, are psychological conditions, like, spiritual? But you know what? I definitely had, like, serious issues. And I feel like, obviously, I still have things I'm working on, clearly. But I'm saying, I feel like the blood of Jesus Christ and, like, the word of God and, like, me believing in God, it actually healed. Like, that shit is spiritual, dude. Because when you believe in the Lord, you'll humble yourself to the Father. Like, you'll humble yourself. Like, you'll be renewed. Your mind will be renewed. You guys' minds will be renewed. I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day. Alpha, you said fear of accountability is ego. And too much ego leads to narcissistic behavior, lying and violating others' feelings. The word gives you a type of peace. Yes, it gives you peace surpassing all understanding. Exactly, Alpha. You just made me think of that scripture. Thank you. Good morning, your mom's boyfriend. This is really my night, y'all. I'm about to lay it down, but good morning. Everything's gonna be okay, you guys. Let's keep on connecting. Let's stay connected. I will talk to you guys on the next reading. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here, y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I spray these down so they're lifting up now. Thank you, I appreciate that. I got all this motherfucking jewelry on me. You can try to flex like your chest wanted. I can probably take this other scarf because I feel like that's, I can't tell if that's like, yeah, that did make it a little tighter. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. Take that other scarf off and just leave this little bonnet thing on. It's the one thing I struggle with certain hairstyles. Like, I like to let my whole situation be like loose when I sleep. These aren't too tight. It's just, and then what, you just have to keep doing your hair every day. Like, that's a lot. I see why I had short hair for a long time, but I've really been enjoying these styles. And then I know having super long hair by the time I'm like 40, that's gonna be lit. Because if my hair got this long in the last 15 months, then that means I have 12 times 6, 11 times 6 is 66. So even if I just had 6 years more hair growth until I'm 40, that means that my hair will be 6 times as long as it is right now. Or like at least 5 times as long as it is right now. So if my hair is like right here right now, that means my hair would be like right here, right here. My hair should be to my waist by the time I'm 40. It should be could be much longer than that. I just have to retain the growth by trimming split ends and staying hydrated and Eating fruits and vegetables. Y'all, I look wired and loopy and tired because I've been up since 6:30 p.m. So I've been up for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours, which is normal for like a doctor or like a nurse that works long hours or something like that. You think so? Ooh, Jesus. And I worked all night, overnight. I'm gonna sleep so good. God bless America. You guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate y'all very much. I think I might retitle this video, but I'll see you guys on the next reading. I'll talk to you guys later.